Make sure you mute your lines. I might up on you on Rostam, stand and face Jerusalem. Blessing of the Sabbath. Barakatha Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Asherah. Nathalanawa. Ashabath. Bashalawam. Tawada. Aman. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives to us the Sabbath in peace. Thank you, so be it. The Ha'ayim Ma'ad Asherayim Akkad, Psalms 121. Anya Harayim Ayanyam Ya Al Haharayim Ma'ayan Yabawa'a Isaiah Yabawa'a Mayahawa Shaisha Shemayim Wa'arataza La'a Yanathan Lamawat Regalia Yala'a Yanawam Shashamarka Hana La'a Yanawam Wala'a Yayashun Shashuma Yasharala Yahweh Shamarya Yahweh Tazalia Ayam Yad Yum Yin Ya Yawamam Hashamash La'a Hakaya Wairat La'a Balayala Yahweh Yashamaya Makam Ra Yashima Napasha Yahweh Yashima Hawalakia Wabawaya Ma'aitha Wa'ai Walam Bahasham Yahweh Shai Thawada Aman.
Psalm 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Amen.
Amen. Shema Yasharallah, Hail Israel. Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Echad. Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Echad, Shama, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Echad.
Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Amen.
Amen. Tapala Yahweh, the Lord's Prayer. Abi Yanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Yahya, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Sabaa, Ratazawanka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Ka, Bashamayim, Mathalanawa, Lakam, Yawum, Za, Wasalakwanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathyanawa, Wala'a, Habiyanawa, O Nasayawan, Abo, Hawashinawa, Marai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Watha Parath, La'ayolam, Aman.
96:9. After this manner, therefore, pray, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Amen. Ha'aisharamatazawa, the Ten Commandments. La'a, Yahaya, Laka, Alahayim, Akayim, Alpanya. La'a, Daisha, Laka, Paso, Wala'a, Da'ibadam. La'a, Dalakwaka, Shamwa, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Lashwa, Zakar, Ath, Hayawum, Hashabath, Lakodashwa, Kabad, Abiyaka, Wa'amaka, La'a, Daratazak, La'a, Dana'ak, La'a, Daganab, La'a, Da'ina, Shakur, La'a, Dakamad, Ko, Ashara, Lara'ayaka, Aman.
Exodus 20:2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. That is strange in thy sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Amen.
Amen. Shabbat, be seated. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Nathalanawa, Parya Hagapin, Puada Amun, Wa Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Ath Yasha Allah. English translation. Blessed are you, Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, or the Most High in the name of Christ, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it, to Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai with Israel. Hey, Madu, I point you out Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. Barakatha Yahweh, Hagadol, Rakhawam, Abiyah, Wanara'ah, Alayawan, Malat, Shal, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Wako, Dabayim, Kayayam, Wagam, Hamashiach, Mayahawa, Adawanawa, Ahabnawa, Hapalah, Yawa'itazah, Yahweh Shai, Zakarnawa, Yahweh, Barataza 1, Aimka, Yasha'ala, Izanawa, Bana, Wasa, Yasha'ala, O, Nanawa, Yum Yun, Aitha, Kayawamyam, Makwadam, Baba Kusha, Shalat, Mayaka'ala, Wataz Wadat, Alahayim, La, Maganawa, Rapanawa, Washamar, Alnawa, Ba'ikor, Shalat, Haraka, Sho, Yahweh Shai, Lanawa, Lalamanawa, Rabian, Kakama, Sabawana, Wada'ith, Sho, Debarka, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Zawada, Samyad, Waiwalam, Aman. English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, the great, merciful, mighty, terrible, most high power, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. And also the anointed from Yahweh, our Lord, our friend, the wonderful counselor, Yahweh Shai. Remember us, Yahweh, favorably, your people Israel. Help us build and gather Israel. Most high, we beg you, right now, like the days of old, please send Michael and the righteous powers of angels to protect us, heal us, and watch over us. Mainly send the spirit of Yahweh Shai to us to teach us much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of thy word. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always and forever, so be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai that gives to us the law. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Athalanawa, Hathawarah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai that gives to us light to see. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Athalanawa, War, Awa. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai that gives us the ram's horn to call the people. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Nathalanawa, Koran, Ha'ayol, Lakorah, Ha'aim. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai that gives to us the olive oil to anoint Israel. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Asherah, Nathalanawa, Hashaman, Zayath, Lamashak, Yasha'ala. Shabbat. Be seated. right, shalom, yashallah. All right, peace to the brothers and sisters throughout Israel. That's why listening on the teleconference. Happy Sabbath, or Shar Shabbat in the Hebrew. This is Hayashral Kanaz, September 14th, 2019. Keep the Most High's Day of Rest, or also known as the Shabbat or Sabbath Day. We're located here in Germantown, Philadelphia, Germantown Avenue, Philadelphia. Congregation of Israel is our name, or Hayashral Kanaz in Hebrew, where we teach the law, statutes, commandments found throughout the Holy Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, as well as the hidden books known as the Apocrypha publicly. All right, where we teach the law, statutes, commandments, dietary laws, ceremonial, moral, and civil. We adhere to the testimonies, reflect on those, teaches us, what things to be able to discern from good and evil, deal with the fruits of the spirit, history, archaeology, prophecy, all of those things that pertain to our upliftment, our existence, our progression in these last days before the coming of Yahweh Shah, or Jesus, publicly known to the world, right? To redeem those who are of the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel, commonly known today, whose ancestors on their father's side came over here through the diaspora in the 1600s on cargo slave ships to serve slavery throughout North Central and South America, as well as the whole world, throughout Europe, Great Britain, so forth and so on. And then as the indigenous, so-called Native American Indians, Seminole Indians, and also the Hispanics throughout North Central and South America, who were here before the conquistadors and the Spaniards and the Dutch and the Portuguese came to these islands, right? They make up, or we make up, the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. As we read throughout Scripture, the Bible gives us the identities of all nationalities in the world today, right? To include us as well as everyone else. So they're biblical names, not modern day names. Some have still kept their modern day names, like Egypt, Lebanon, and things of that nature. But then you'll have the biblical terms, right? Where we get Israel, which is a prince of the power, a prince of the Most High. That name was the Most High's name, was attached to one nation, which is ours, that fits those 12 lost tribes. Then you have the other nations that are also found in the scriptures, so we can get accurate, clear history as being given by inspiration of God to his people, so that we can now, search throughout the past, like it tells you in Job 8 and 8, to search for the former age, right? And it'll teach you. It'll teach us, all the things that our ancestors have done in disobeying the commandments of the Most High, and how we've risen, how we've fallen throughout periods and different generations up until today. From now until Christ comes, or Yahweh Shah comes, happen in the kingdom. So all these things are found in the Holy Bible. And we, throughout the classes, throughout our leisure, we read the scriptures, we study, we reflect, we walk with the commandments in our day-to-day as we go out in the world, right? Keeping sure that we have them there on our frontlets, as we're about to read in Deuteronomy, right? Meaning it's always before, it's always on our eyes to see, and how we're supposed to maneuver and keep, our spirit, keep our soul from the devil with all the temptations and all the things that's going on. All right. So on the Sabbath days, we read in the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Apocrypha in that order. Today, we're in the Old Testament, the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to be reading the 3rd and 4th chapters. We read it the first in Hebrew, each one. We'll divide up the chapters. We'll do a half of the class or the service in Deuteronomy 3rd, and then we'll take a break. And then we'll come back for the second half and do Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, do the same thing, read Hebrew, and then read it in English with edification. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into Deuteronomy 3 first in Hebrew. I'm Kahan Samak, or pre-Samak. Samak means support in Hebrew. And we'll get to Deuteronomy 3 and 1 in the Ibaria. That's how you say Hebrew, or Hebrew in Hebrew. All right. So we're just dialed in. If you can mute your lines. All right. So this is Deuteronomy 3 and 1. It says, one upon. All right. That's what you got. All right. So one a pun, one a isle, Darak, Haba Shun, Waya Tazar, Iwag, Malak, Aimwa, Wa'ath, Ara Tazawa, Wa Aishitha, Lawa, Ka'ashira, Aishitha, Lasaya Kun, Malak, Maria, Ashira, Yawashab, Baka Shabwan. Verse 3. Wayathun, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Bayadnawa, Gum Ath, Iwag, Malak, Haba Shun, Wa'ath, Ko Aimwa, Wana Kawa, Aid, Balathia, Hasha Yar, Lawa, Shara Yad. Verse 4. Wana Lakad Ath Ko Aryawa, Ba'aith, Hahawa'a, La'a, Haya Thor, Quaryaha, Ashra, La'a, Laquak, Nawa, Ma'a Thum, Shashayum, Ayar, Ko, Kabol, Aragab, Mamalakath, Iwag, Babashun. Verse 5. Kol Alha, Aryam, Bataza Rath, Kawa Ma, one, Hakaram, Ko Ayar, Mathum Hanashim, Wahatap. Verse 8. Slack verse 7. Wakol Habama, Washa Lo, Ha'aryam, Baza Wanya, so like Baza Wanwa, Lanawa, verse 1. Kwak, Ba'aith, Hahawa'a, Ath, Ha'aratiza, Mayad, Shunya, Malakya, Ha'amaria, Ashira, Ba'ai Bar, Haya Radun, Maka, so like Mana Ko, Ara Nun Aid, Har, Karum one. Verse 9. Taza Yad, so like Taza Dunyam, Taza Yadunyam, Yakwa Rawa, Laka Rumwan, Sharyam, so like Sharyan, Waha Maria, Yakwa Rawa, Lawa, Shana Yar, verse 10. Ko Arya, Hama Yashar, Wako, Hagala Aid, Wako, Haba Shun Aid, Sala Ka, Wa'ada Raya, Arya, Mama Lakath, Iwag, Baba Shun, verse 11. Kaya Rak, Iwag, Malak, Haba Shun, Nasha'ar, Maya Thar, Hara Payam, Hana, Irashwa, Irash, Bara Zol, Ha La, Hawa'a, Bara Bath, Bunyam, I'm a one for shy, I'm a wath, Araka, Wa Arabai, I'm a wath, Rakaba, Ba'a Math, Ayash. Verse 12. Wa'ath Ha'arataza, Haza'ath, Yasharnawa, Ba'aith, Hahawa'a, Ma'ira, Ire, Ashra, Ayel, Nako, Ara, Nun, Wakataziyah, Har, Hagala, Aid, Wa'ariwa, Nathanya, Lara, Bunya, Walagadya, verse 13. Wayathar, Hagala, Aid, Wako, Haba, Shun, Mamala, Kath, Shabbat, Hama Nasha Ko Kabol Ara Gab Lako Haba Shun Hahawa'a Yakura Aratiza Ya'ayar Bun Shah Lakwak Athko Kabol Ara Gab Aid Waba Wo Hagasha Warya Wahama I Kathya Wayakura Thum Isle Shamwa Ath Habashan Kawath Yar Aid Hayawum Hazah. Verse 15. Wamala Salak Walama Kayar Nathanya Ath Hagala Aid. Verse 16. Walara Rala Wala Walara Walara Bunya what's this? 16 Reubenites. Wala Arbanya, Wala Gadya, Nathanya, Man Wa'aid, Nicole, Ara Nun wa Salak Thawak, Hanako, Waga Bo, Wa'aid, Yabak, Hanako, Gaba Wo, Bunya, I'm 1, verse 17. Wahara Salak, Waha I Rabab, Wahayara Dun, Wagabo, Maka Narath, Wa'aid, Yam Ha'ira Ba, Yam Hama Lak, Thakath, Asha Daf, Hapa Sagal, Mazara Ka, verse 18. Wa'ataza wa Afkam, Ba'aith, Hahawa'a, La'amar, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Nathan, Lakam, Ath, Ha'arataza, Haza'ath, Lara Shatha, Ka Law, Tazayam, Thaibarwa, Lapanya, Akikam, Bunyam, Yasha'ala, Ko, Bunyam, Kayol. Verse 19. Rak, Nashikam, Waptapkam, Wama Kwankam, Yadaithia, Kya, Makuna, Rab, Lakam, Yeshabwa, Ba'aryakam, Ashra, Nathanya, Lakam, verse 20. Aid, Ashra, Yana Kan, Salak, Yana Yak, Yahwa, La'akyakam, Kakam, Waya Rashwa, Gum, Hum, Ath, Ha'aratiza, Ashra, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Nathan, Bar, Hayara, Washabdam, Ayash, Layara, Shathwa, Ashra, Nathanya, Lakam. Verse 21. Wa'ath, Yahweh Shai, Tazawa, Tazawathaya, no, Tazawathaya, Ba'aith, Hahawa'a, La'amar, Ayenyaka, Hara Atha, Ath, Ko, Asherah, Aisha, Yahweh, Alahayakam, Lashanya, Amalakyam, Ha'oha, Kan, Ya'aisha, Yahweh, Lako, Hamama Lakwath, Asherah, Athar, Ibar, Shema, verse 22. 22 is the last verse. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. 22 La'athaya Rawam Kaya Yahweh Alahayakam Hawa'a Hana Lakam, verse 23. Wa'ath Kanan Ol Yahweh Ba'aith Hawa'a La'amar, 24. Adanya Yahweh Athar Hakalawath Lahara Awath Ath Ibadka Ath Gadolka Wa'ath Yadka Haka Zakwak Salak Hakazakwa Asharam Miya O Basha Mayim Waba Arataza Ya'aish Shah Kamaka. That's Lebanon. Is that Lebanon? What is that? No, that was 24, according to my mind. All right, 25. Aiba Ra Na Wa'ara Ath Ha'arataza Hata Waba Ashra Ba'aibar Hayara Dun Harhar Hata Wab Hazam Wahala Banan. That's Lebanon. Verse 26. Wayatha Ibar Yahweh Biya Lama Ainkam Wala'a Shemai Oya Waya Amar Oya Ba'arab Laka O Thawa Sap the Bar Oya Iwad Bada Bar Hazar, verse 27. Ayla Ra'ash Hapa Sagar Wa'ash Ayanyaka Yamar Wataza Pana Wathaya Mana Wama Zara Kam Wara'a Ba'ayanka Kaya La'a Tha'aibar Ath Haya Radan Hazar, verse 28. Watazawa Ath Yahawashai Wakaza Kwawa Wa'ama Tazawa Kaya Hawa'a Yaibar Lapanya Ha'aim Hazar Hawa Salak Wahawa'a Yanaka Yo Our thumb ath ha'arataza asherat verse 29, last verse. Wana shab baga ya mawo bayath pa'ai war, which is Beth Peor. Bayath pa'ai war, Beth Peor. All right, so that's English. All right, give me 1 second. Say again.
You always fight. You've been fighting since day one. And when we get a break, me and you was talking yesterday. I got the verses I got out last night.
All right.
About who he was talking to in the bush.
Okay.
Moses.
All right, so Deuteronomy, the 3rd chapter and the 1st verse, right? So, we went in Deuteronomy 1 and chapters 1 and 2, where when you're going through Deuteronomy, a good portion of it is a recap of some of the laws and some of the history. So that's what we're going through in these chapters. First 2, now at least 3rd and 4th, there's going to be some repetition of the history and few laws that the Most High had given us when we was going through the different stages in the book of Numbers and Exodus, right? So it's just rehashing on something. These are not new events that we're reading here in chapters 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is a recap of some of the things that went down already, right? It says in chapter 3, verse 1, then we turned and went up the way to Bashan. Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And the Lord said unto me, fear him not, for I will deliver him and all his people unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So Yahweh, our power, or the Lord our God, delivered into our hands Og also, the king of Bashan, and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. Right? So now on our march through the different regions is coming out of the wilderness, the Most High is now having us take down certain kingdoms, certain people, right? Certain nations. And then when you're going through these regions, the Lord now puts out a commandment that when you go, leave nobody alive, right? Everybody has to die that's in that region. So you can link this to actually. Yeah. So this is this is 3. This is verses. So this is Numbers 1. Let's say we're starting 32 to 35. So it says, and Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took villages and drove out the Amorites that were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan. And Og, the king of Bashan, went out against them, he and all his people, to the battle at Edrazah, or Edrai. And the Lord said unto Moses, fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people, and his land. And thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon, king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So they smote him and his sons and all his people until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land, or Aratazah, or which is land in Hebrew. So again, repetition of repeating the history that we had already gone through, a good portion of it coming over in the book of Numbers, when we started to now migrate and move throughout different regions, and our Most High commanded to say, listen, you go into this area, take down this land, take down this people, and then you're going to inherit their land. There was other areas, as we're going to probably read further on and probably reflect on, when the Most High, like we read in last time, Deuteronomy 1 and 2, where the Most High said, you're going to pass by these areas, but you're not going to go and take their land. You're not going to go and vex them. You're not going to start any trouble with them, because their land is the land that I had given them, right? To include Moab and Ammon, right? And Esau. The Lord said, don't bother them. I'm not giving you their land. Their land is going to be their land. The land that I want you to take, which is the land of the Canaanites, then he's going to tell you where to go and at what point in time the Most High would give them into your hands, right? So that's what we're reading about, as he did that with Og, the same way he did that with Sihon, how he gave them into the land. So as we do this, over and over, we began to gain more trust with the Most High. Because if we didn't have that, it'd be just like how it happened when Joshua sent out the spies before, and it was like, oh no, these people are so big and so tall, we can't take them down. It's because they feared the people more than they feared the Most High. The Most High said, I will fight for you. Don't worry about their faces. Don't worry about their looks. Don't worry about their walls. I'm going to give it to you. But then when man trusts in man, or trusting himself over the Most High, then that's when fear comes in, right? You don't have that comfort of the Lord. You don't have that strength from the Most High, or that confidence from the Most High that you can overcome what's ever set before you. So now going back to Deuteronomy 3. So we'll read the third verse again and then move on. It's so Yahweh, our power, delivered into our hands Og also, the king of Bashan, and all his people, and we smote him until none was left to him remaining. And we took all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them. 80 cities, all the region of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. So that's a big conquer there, right? 60 cities was taken, right, from that war that the Most High had not given to Israel, right? It's also referenced in 1 Kings. First King.
Let me ask you this. 60 cities we went in, took over.
Right.
Killed everything in sight.
Right. So what's your question?
No. I'm making sure I'm writing my notes here too.
Right.
I go back and read this again.
Right. That's what we just read.
Right.
Right. There was none remaining of the cities that we took. Right. So that's the declarative statement. We took all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them. And the verse before said there was none remaining. Right. So in 1 Kings 4 and 13, it says, the son of Gibber and Ramoth Gilead, to him pertaineth the towns of Jair, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead. To him also pertained the region of Argob, which is in Bashan, 80 great cities with walls and brazen bars, right? So this is now what they're referencing, the same cities back here for moving forward in time during the time of the kings. These men now control that area. But now it talks about them having great walls with brazen bars over these cities. So they were well fortified, right? Well protected, well fortified. All right. So that was for verse 4. First Kings 4:13. All right, now verse 5. It says, all these cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, beside unto wall towns a great many, right? So now this is talking about these 3 core cities were well fenced, high walls, gates, and bars. This didn't include the towns that they also occupied. We're talking about the 60 cities, but they were also walled towns, a great many, a lot of them. So it's like you driving through a city and then you go outside of the city into like the suburbs or the townships. You had a whole bunch of those, and they was all fixed and well protected, right? That's what they went and conquered. So even a well protected, high wall, brazen bars, and everything type of city was still no match for Israel to go and conquer them, and then to use it for righteousness, right? Because the Most High was the one now who was giving them over into our hands. Verse 6, and we utterly destroyed them, as we did unto Sihon, king of Heshbon, utterly destroying the men, women, and children of every city, right? So this is what we were talking about in the class this evening, Friday night, when we was talking about, how it says the law is our schoolmaster to bring us up unto Yahweh Shah. So now when we go into Torah, right, we go into Tanakh and we start reading about these different historical events that happen, you now get a different perspective about the Most High, because most people want to just deal with Psalms, and they don't even deal with Psalms in its entire property, because there's certain same references that you read here is also in Psalms, right? As far as for how the Most High commanded his nation to go out and utterly kill other nations, right? And it's just not, it was just men just going to war. It said that they went and killed the men, women, and children. So if you put that in perspective, you was watching that on a movie, and you had a people going in to conquer a land, right? To go to war. And they're now killing the men, but they also killing the women. The women is running and they striking them down. Then the kids is hiding behind, tables and they slicing them up. They were like, oh man, these people are savages, right? What kind of people is this is going to go kill innocent children? But here, as we read in the Bible, this is what the Most High commanded Israel to do, right, to these Hamites, right? They had to go kill them all till none remained, right? We at that point, the Lord's chosen people would be classified as terrorists, right? They would be classified as savages, right? Barbarians in the sense of how it is looked at today, right? How could they go and do such a thing, right? But no one looks at it that this was, orchestrated from the Most High of the Bible. The same Bible that everybody has, that everyone reads, the Most High authored this, right?
These are the Hamites.
Verse 7, it says, but all the cattle and the spoil of the cities we took for a prey to ourselves. So we used the resources and things that was left, so it would be sustenance and food for us, right? Clothing, right? You go kill the animals, you get food, you get clothing, you make your shelter and different things that you could use to sustain yourselves.
Okay. Because somebody went to kill somebody, and they took the sheep and the cows, and God said, no, kill everything.
Certain things you can't keep, and then with certain things that you could.
So when they killed some of these animals, they kept the fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It says, verse 8, and we took at that time out of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites the land that was on this side Jordan, from the river of Arnon unto Mount Hermon, right? So remember 3 weeks ago when we was going through the class and I put up the map and you looked on this side Jordan, right? Because when we first started in Deuteronomy 1:1, it said, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, right? So we hadn't gotten into what we now fully know as Israel, where Jerusalem and all that is. We haven't gotten there yet. We on the other side, the eastern side. So now the word was spoken to them as they was coming out of the wilderness from Egypt, coming up through the Red Sea, about what they were going to conquer. And now it's talking about these lands on this side of Jordan that would soon be given to certain tribes. That's what he's going to mention later on as we get through the chapters. But certain land masses that we had then conquered was going to be given to certain tribes, right? I'm going to read that again in verse 8. And we took at that time out of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites the land that was on this side Jordan, from the river of Arnon unto Mount Hermon, right? So if you have like a Bible atlas that has the old ancient maps with the biblical names and the areas where they were, you can now visually look at making, sometimes they already have the path. They'll have arrows showing where the migration was, or the travels for, certain tribes, travels for the king, the travels of Paul, the travels of Yahushua. They'll show you where they migrated, and they'll show you those areas so you can get a visual of what was going on. It's like you're jumping back in time to when they was walking through the desert, walking through the wilderness to get to these regions, right? And it's just not like you just walk, because this is distance that you got to travel. Like if you had to walk from here to Jersey, right? You're like, man, I ain't walking from here to Jersey. Jersey right there, the bridge right there. But man, I ain't walking from here to Jersey, right? So as a nation, here we are migrating. Time moves on, a few months ago, and then we migrate again, right? That's why it was 40 years of us wandering in the wilderness. But we're traveling and moving and pitching and settling and again. So you again always recall to consider this, right? That's why it was 40 years of us wandering in the wilderness. But we're traveling and moving and pitching and settling and then moving again. So you again always recall to consider dispensation of time. Right, we're reading this and it seems like, oh, they're doing this with all in a day, or they're doing this in a week. No, time goes past as these things are happening and going on. It says, verse 9, which Hermon the Sidonians call Syrian, and the Amorites call it Shinar. Right, so the Hamites had their own names for the lands and regions based on their own experiences, and then when we came and conquered it, we named it a different plain, and all Gilead and all Bashan unto Salcah and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan. Verse 11, for only Og, king of Bashan, remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabbah of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it, after the cubit of a man. Right? So here it is when we're talking about these Amorites, these Hamites, right? These were very big men of tall stature, right? They were giants to us, right? That's like you going into a people and you're looking at all of them, and they all like 6'10", 6'9", 7 feet 5, 7 foot 12, 8 feet. You're like, man, these ain't like normal people. They're all giants, right? But the Most High gave these giants into our hands, right? King of Bashan and all his people got taken out by Israel, right? So now it's describing even his bed, right? What type of bed this person had, that now the children of Ammon, they themselves now went and had this in possession, right? It was in their region, in their land, right? So now you can jump to 1 Chronicles 20, just to kind of give you, how the Most High has little testimonies of these so-called giants that came out of Ham from the Amorites. 1 Chronicles 20. So 1 Chronicles 20, I'm going to start at 3. Actually, I'm gonna start at, since we mentions here, I'm gonna start at 4. First Chronicles 20:4. It says, and it came to pass after this that there arose a war with the Philistines, right? This is Hamites, at which time Zebekiah the Shushathite slew Sipia, that was of the children of the giant, and they were subdued. And there was a war again with the Philistines. And Elhanan, the son of Jair, slew Lamai, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, whose spear staff was like a weaver's beam. And yet again there was war at Gath, where there was a man of great stature, whose fingers and toes were 26, 6 on each hand and 6 on each foot. And he also was the son of the giant, right? So here it is. As you continue on, it still continues to describe these great men of stature that Israel went to war against to go and take down. This guy had 6 fingers and 6 toes, right? Right. And then he was tall. You be like, oh man, this guy was made in some lab or some factory or something like that. But I've seen people who, you know, family friends that were born with the same thing, right?
The girl with Steve Harvey, she had 6 fingers. They had to cut both of them off.
Oh yeah, what do you mean with Steve Harvey? His wife?
No, his girl did a radio station with him. She said,
oh, okay.
She said, I had 6 fingers. And when she was born, they had to cut them off. A lot of people be born like that.
Yeah.
After your toe down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut them off right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's still happening today. They just don't tell you nothing about it. Huh? Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's in our culture.
Right.
They not been our people, but they is our people in some kind of way. Go ahead, Shema.
They're not our people. They don't. Yeah.
Well,
They're not our people. They Adamites, but they're not Israelites. Right? Everybody come from Adam, but we're different nations. Verse 7, but when he defiled Israel, Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, David's brother, slew him. These were born unto the giant in Gath, and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. So we took down a lot of giants during this time here, and then during David's time as well, right? We were strong enough with the power and the strength of the Most High to always be able to conquer our adversaries, especially when it pertained to the land that the Most High had given us. They were just like they were placeholders, and we had to go remove the placeholders, right?
Squatters.
Yeah, they were squatters in our land for a long period of time until we rose up and became a people.
Even Esau and Ishmael over there in Israel right now, they're squatters.
Right.
And they, eating up the riches of our land over there.
Mm-hmm.
Eating
it up, defiling it, polluting it, right?
Which is the glory of all land. Isaiah 7. It says, your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
That's 1 and 7?
Yeah, Isaiah 1 and 7.
Oh, 1 and 7.
Yeah, so they're over there enjoying the land and being comfortable in it. And when, they're squatters.
Right. And then till the time where, they got to be removed. Some going to be removed through war, killing, death. Others going to be removed through the bombs and everything else, and it's going to be purified, right? That whole area got to be purified. It's like when we do the feast of the rededication of the altar, and they went into the temple and they had the stones and the altar that was the stone, now a newer holy stone to put in there for the altar, right? Because the heathen came in there and defiled it all.
Because with our altar, we can't use a tool on it.
Right.
And also John 4:23, it says, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Right.
So we're the true worshipers.
Mm-hmm. So now back to Deuteronomy 3. We have verse 12 now. It says, in this land, which was possessed at the time from Oraer, which is by the river Arnon, and half Mount Gilead, and the cities thereof, gave I to the Reubenites and to the Gadites. And the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, being the kingdom of Og, gave I unto the half tribe of Manasseh, and all the Argob with all Bashan, which was called the land of giants, right? So we had verse 12 and 13. Right? So now he's describing how half the land was given to the Reubenites. Well, this area was given to the Reubenites and Gadites, and then half of the tribe of Manasseh. So when you go and you look at, an ancient map, you'll see on this side Jordan, you'll see Manasseh at the top, half Manasseh at the top of the Jordan River, and then beneath them is Gad, and beneath them is Reuben, right? So that's what he's talking about. The land was given to them when we went and conquered those Hamites, right? But within that, you'll have Ammon, you'll have Moab, and you'll have Edom. When we read last time, the Most High said, don't vex them, don't bother them, because I haven't given you that land. So you'll see how the Lord now has given them their different plots. So go to Deuteronomy 30, occupied by different people. But that's what it was back then, right? It says, when he separated the sons of Adam, right? Separated the sons of Adam, meaning that all people come from Adam, but he has now separated them up into different nations, right? And he set the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So everything that's going on in the world right now is all predicated based on us. Everything, whether it's economy, whether it's war, everything is because of the state of us. Not that state of Israel that's over there, but us, right? From land to I believe, all right, should be back on now. At least the new service tries to reconnect you automatically without you having to redo it. Still don't see where I can share my screen. All right.
It's on here,
Throttasis. All right, so back in Deuteronomy 3, and we have verse 14. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the country of Argob unto the coast of Geshari and Maaccathai, and called them after his own name, right? So he called the land after his name, Manasseh, right? Took all that region. So when you look at the map, that region over there, and then on the other side of Jordan River, and where we now, all of us populate, Manasseh got a big land over there, right? So the so-called Cubans had a good piece of, heritage for themselves when you look at it. It says, Bashan ha-vath Jair unto this day. So that was the name that he had given to that region. And I gave Gilead unto Machir, and unto the Reubenites and unto the Gadites I gave Gilead, even unto the river Arnon, half the valley, and the border even unto the river Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, right? So when you go back and you look at the map, when it now pertains to Gad, Gad is situated, right next to Ammon. As it says here, on the border of the children of Ammon, Gad's region on the eastern side of the Jordan River is right next to Ammon. Actually, I should have brought up Do we still have the Bible Atlas in the back there? I know we used to have, or I had mine sitting back there. It was like a big blue book. Actually, I could use the back of my Bible. Let me see if I can get this picture here. So in the picture here, you'll see here is the eastern side over here. And here's what we're talking about with Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. So all this is Manasseh's region up here. Here's Gad. And then right next to it, you see that's Ammon, right? Ammon is the one right next to Gad. And then to the south, you'll see this is Edom's region over here. It's not there. That's cool. I got my yeah. So again, here's Ammon, and then this over here, I believe it'll show you. Yeah, it shows Moab right down here. So this is where, when we was reading before, when the Most High said, "Don't take that land, because I haven't given this to you." All this is what the Most High was given to us at that time. Yeah. This is the 12 tribes, the tribe allotments of Israel. All right, so back in Deuteronomy 3, and we at 17. It said, "The plain also, and Jordan and the coast thereof, from Chinnereth even unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, doth Pisgah eastward." Right? So it's specifically calling out the actual areas, right? Sometimes when you read it, you know, you read these names and you read it right now. If you're a historical buff, if you're an archaeological buff, when you read later on in the chapters and you start talking about when the names is mentioned, then you'll be able to remember, like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's what piece of land the Most High gave to them, or that's the land that the Moabites had, or that's the land that the Edomites had. But now these people have it, right? You start now seeing the whole plain on a table map, and you can say, oh, now I can see how things start to shift like a chess piece. It says, verse 18, "And I commanded you at that time, saying, the Lord your power have given you this land to possess it," right? "Ye shall pass over armed before your brethren, the children of Israel, all that are meet for the war." So for those portions of tribes, those 3 tribes, those not total 3, but half of Manasseh and Gad and Reuben, the Most High said, "I commanded you," right? It didn't say like, okay, you keep this. It was a commandment that they had to go and fight with their brethren, but that they can leave, you know, their families and their children and everything back there with their cattle and everything else to inhabit and cultivate the land, because they had asked for that piece or portion of land, right? But the Most High had it that they had to go over, and he was made an agreement, right? He'll give you the land if you choose to go over and fight with your brethren. The brothers like, oh no, we're going to go fight, and when we're done fighting, then we'll come back. Verse 19, "But your wives and your little ones and your cattle, for I know that ye have much cattle, shall abide in your cities which I have given you, until the Lord have given rest unto your brethren, as well as unto you, and until they also possess the land which the Lord your power have given them beyond Jordan. And then shall ye return every man unto his possession, which I have given you." Right? So that's the recap of the agreement, right? They got to go and fight. So you can write. This is what verse 20. So Numbers 32 and 20, "And Moses said to them, if you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he have driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord, Matter of fact, I'm gonna go back 21, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord until he have driven out his enemies before him. Right. The question again, if you are reading scripture, why does the Most High call these other nations his enemies? Right? Why did he do that? If you're so-called Christian into Christianity and you're into this, God loves all, what did they do to the Most High for them or for him to call them his enemies? Right? That's the rhetorical question. That goes into how God doesn't love all, or he wasn't for all. He hated all these other nations, but he chose one to go and conquer them. Right? They didn't have him as a God. Book of Joshua, 22nd chapter. 22 and 1. So for those who are watching on the teleconference line, I see that the connection is going in and out, but it's reconnecting by itself. In the past, we'd always have to manually go do it, but they have it where it's, it reconnects itself. So just be patient. It's out of my hands. It's the service itself. But Joshua 22 and 1, where it says, then Joshua called the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh and said unto them, ye have kept all that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, and have obeyed my voice in all that I have commanded you. Ye have not left your brethren these many days unto this day, but have kept the charge of the commandment of the Lord your power. And now the Lord your power hath given you rest unto your brethren as he promised them. Therefore now return ye and get you and unto your tents and unto the land of your possession, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you on the other side, Jordan. Right? So now when you fast forward to the time of Joshua, when they continued on in the war and conquer the heathen or the Hamites to get their land, after it was done, then he called the two tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh and say, now you can go because you kept up your end of the bargain. Now you can go and do what you need to do. Godspeed to you. Keep the commandments. When you read later on, and Joseph blessed them and they went. Right? Or Joshua blessed them, I say, and they went on to the other side back to the region that we're reading right now, Deuteronomy 3. All right, so that was Joshua chapter 22, verses 1 to 4. So now back in Deuteronomy 3, right, we at 21. It says, and I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, thine eyes have seen all that the Lord your power have done unto these two kings. So shall the Lord do unto all the kingdoms whither thou passest. Right? So he's seen what was done at that point, but there was still more to go, which was going to be on the other side of Jordan. Right? So that was to build trust and confidence in the Most High, that he would continue to do those things. He's seen what happened when we came out of Egypt, and now as we're going and conquering, and now establishing a home for ourselves, right, fulfilling the promise that was given to our forefather Abraham. Now is he shall fight for you, right? So the Most High tried to instill that in us as a people, that even though we had weapons and things of that nature, the fight is still left up to the Most High, right? He was going to go fight for us. If the Most High fight for you, who can be against you? Who's going to defeat you? Nobody, right? So you can write down Exodus chapter 14 to link with verse 22.
These people still turn on God. They still turn on God.
Yep.
They must want to think.
So Exodus 14 and 14 says, Actually, I'm going to start at 13. It says, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show to you today. The Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So now when they was coming out of the Egypt through the Red Sea, and on the other side, the Most High was saying, listen, I'm going to show you how I fight for you, right? I'm going to destroy them right before your face. So it was the Lord who caused the Red Sea to part and to stand up on high and like a carpet for us to walk through, right? To have an easy passage. And then to have them turn and look back and see all their enemies who had them in bondage for hundreds of years now be destroyed within seconds, within a moment of time, right? So the same way how the Most High destroyed the Egyptians back then, the modern day Egyptians, the modern day Babylon, like it talks about in Revelations, Babylon shall fall within an hour. It's going to be the same thing. Same empire that was ruling and strong and nothing can stop or contend. The Most High is going to bring that down within an hour. He brought that down within a moment. He's going to do it again, right? So that's why the Lord is showing these testimonies in the scriptures to build trust, to build hope, right? Confidence in ourselves with the Most High and Yahushua, that as we stand and look before anything, if we know and feel and trust that the Lord is with us, nothing should be able to contend, right? That's how you have to go, or stop us, prevent us, hinder us, whatever, right?
Yeah, because we see the nations now, they have their military and they display their military power, to the world, what they have. And we here, we don't have any, we're almost not even together.
Right.
Plus that's the military, we don't have that.
Right. Our military, we make up their military, right? It's a multinational military.
You know about back then, y'all cannot.
You talking about right now?
Right now, we got a defense now.
Where?
America.
We're not talking about that.
Oh, you talking about, okay?
Right, we're talking about Israel.
Okay, my bad. Okay,
we're talking about Israel. Israel right now don't have that type of an army with tanks and jets and fighters and everything else. But you got a portion of us who make up that military. So when Yahushua comes with his army, right, which would be the angels and their chariots, and then he raises up the 144 and third to be a part of that army, that's where you're going to have a contention, where you're going to have some of our people that's going to fight against their own, following the image, right, following the mark, to stand with them and side with their policies and their beliefs against the Most High and Christ with his policy and belief.
I want America on you real quick.
Huh? And that day, yeah. And talking about the Valley of Jehoshaphat? Yeah. Right. That's good. That's where it starts. And then in the midst of that, then Yahushua and the angels are going to come and present themselves. And then the battle amongst the nations stops and they all unite to go and fight against Yahushua.
So they're going to be fighting each other. They're going to see him coming. They're going to turn around. So I got it there because you done told me about 5 people.
Right.
They're going to be fighting each other.
Yep.
They're going to see him coming. They're going to turn around. Oh, no, you're trouble there. Yeah. I got that point. I got that in my apostle, right?
Yep. And Ezra's.
So I had to show that to my cousin. He's like, stop. It is, bro. I ain't like that, bro. Yeah.
So back in Deuteronomy chapter 3, we have verse 21. No, we have verse 23. It says, and I besought Yahweh at that time, saying, O Lord power, thou hast begun to show thy servant thy greatness and thy mighty hand. For what power is there in heaven or in earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might, right? What God of any of the nations have records, proof, archaeological proof, right? proof from amongst the nations of what things that the Most High has done in the earth, right? The Ammonites, they have never had any records of doing it. The Moabites, God haven't. The Ishmaelite gods, the Hamites, gods, none of them have any record of doing any of the works or miracles or devastation or judgment that the Most High has done in the earth, right? You go to 2 Samuel. Chapter 7. I'm gonna start at 21. 2 Samuel 7, 21 to 24. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verses 21 to 24. And it reads, it says, "For thy word's sake, and according to thine own heart, hast thou done all these great things, to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord power, for there is none like thee, neither is there any power beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom God went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. But thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever, and thou, Lord, art become their power." So there is no power beside the Most High that has done the things that he's done for Israel, and confirming that he is our power. Go to Psalm 71. Psalm 71, 19. Y'all can unread that.
Psalm 71, verse 19. Thy righteousness also, O God, is very high. Who has done great things, O God? Who is like unto thee?
Right. Go to Psalms 86. And 8.
Psalms 86 and 8. Among the gods, there is none like unto thee, O Lord, neither are they any works like unto thy works.
Right. And one more. Do 89 and 6.
Psalms 89 and 6. For who in the heaven can be compared unto the Lord? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto the Lord?
Right. Who in heaven or who on the earth can be compared like unto Most High? Right. Nobody, no thing, none of the nations, and not even us can say we on the level of a Most High. Right. Even Ezra kind of was shown that when the Lord was asking him questions that he knew that even man couldn't do. Right. So the Most High is greatly to be feared and highly esteemed above all that are in existence, past, present, future. All right, so going back, we have verse 25 now. It says, I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that is beyond Jordan, that goodly mountain and Lebanon. But the Lord was wroth with me for your sakes and would not hear me. And the Lord said unto me, let it suffice thee. Speak no more unto me on this matter. Get thee up into the top of Pisgah and lift up thine eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward, and behold it with thine eyes, for thou shalt not go over this Jordan. So this is Moses when the Most High said that he could not go physically over into the land of Israel, right? Because he didn't sanctify the people at when he split the rock, or he took the water from the rock, right? Moses didn't follow the commandments of the Most High to do it as he commanded, right? To follow his word, right? And the Most High was upset with Moses. Not only Moses and Aaron, because they was together, right? They couldn't go over. The only one that was going to go over was Joshua and Caleb, right? They was going to go into the land, but Moses and Aaron, and they couldn't go, right? So they was now given the opportunity to go and look to the top of the was a Mount Pisgah. That's the most they was going to see of all Israel. They saw portions of it because they was there during the time of Gad, Reuben, and half of Manasseh. But to go over to really see into the fullness of the land, they were not going to be able to do it, right? So you can write down Numbers 27. Actually, I don't want that one. You can write it down. Numbers 27:14. It's just a reference. I don't want that. I want the
And you know, if you don't mind, and I know these all read this. You know, Deuteronomy, yeah, I know they gonna read this right here.
Was that?
Deuteronomy, yeah, to read this right here. Man, no, what is God when he comes?
They didn't read it, but they don't
Right.
understand.
No, some of them understand this. 1 out of a billion. Yeah, 1 out of a billion understand this right here. Even I'm catching on to it. Yeah. Oh, because I kept asking him all the time, why? He said they're going to be fighting each other. And then when he comes, they'll start shooting them. Too late. Whew.
So Numbers 27:14.
Right.
Numbers 20. 7. No, Numbers chapter 20, verses 7 to 13. Verses this way. This is what, verse 27. Verse 27. So I said Numbers 27:14. Numbers 20. 7 to 13. And then also Deuteronomy 31.
31.
Deuteronomy 31 and oh, 32. Deuteronomy 32:52. 32:52. Right. So I'm not going to go through them because it's just a recap on what we've gone through before. And the Most High, foretold Moses that he was not going to be able to physically
Okay.
enter into the land. I'll read the last one, Deuteronomy 32:52, but the other one's a good reference. Chapter 20 of Numbers is the actual story. Deuteronomy 32:52 says, "Yet thou shalt see the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither unto the land which I give the children of Israel." Right? And when you read up, the Most High tells Moses to get up in the mount and die. Right? Get up and die in this mount. Meaning now, not that he was just going to walk and just fall over, but he was going to, pitch a tent there. That's going to see his last days. He's going to move forward. Remember, things is based on the commandment of the Lord. And the Lord said, go and conquer this people. You go and you conquer this people. It happens, but it still happens in time. So Moses went and got up in the mount, stayed in the mount, and that's where the Most High then at a certain point would take his spirit.
And he's not even say, "Oh, let me go to try and go, go myself."
Right.
It's not gonna happen. It wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
He probably would have killed him.
Right.
Behind that rocket, because everybody is crazy.
Right. He didn't sanctify. He didn't follow that as the Most High told him to do as well.
But he had enough people housing him.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people he had with him. Come on, man. Yeah, that's like people right now today.
But give credit to the Most High that gave Moses
That's right.
the first 5 books.
He told me no.
It's right there.
Right.
So
Very true.
He said the book of Moses was the Torah for the first 5 books. Because the Most High spoke to Moses to give to the people.
Right.
So he's still giving, Moses.
Right. It's not to say that, because over the helm, right? After Moses had died, and then they now followed after him.
That's Joshua 1.
Right. Yeah, Joshua 1:1 all the way down. Come on.
So just like one generation passed, another generation take over, and so forth. So Zechariah 1:5, it says, Zechariah 1:5, it says, "Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever?"
Right.
So, but let me read 6 also. "But my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, like our ways and according to our doings, so had he dealt with us." So those are basically verse 5. It says, as generation come and go.
Right.
So like when the Most High had given Moses the charge of his successor, which is Joshua.
Fine. You can write down Deuteronomy 31. Deuteronomy 31, 1 to 8. Deuteronomy chapter 31, 1 to 8. Which says, "And Mashah, or Moses, went and spake these words unto all Israel. And he said unto them, I am 120 years old this day." Right? So it was 120th so-called birthday. "I can no more go out and come in. Also, the Lord hath said unto me, thou shalt not go over this Jordan. The Lord thy power, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them. And Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And the Lord shall do unto them as he did unto Sihon and to Og, king of the Amorites, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed," which is now history because that already happened at this point. "And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according to all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and of a good courage, Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Verse 7, and Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. So that's the encouragement now that Moses was charged to give to Joshua that he's now doing here at the time he's about, before he dies. All right. So now I'm back in Deuteronomy 3. So now verse 8, it says, so we abode in the valley over against Beth Peor. Right. So that's where they then pitched their tents and settled for the time until the Most High then would have them begin to migrate on to the next. All right. So that concludes the 3rd chapter. It's about 12:30 almost. We're going to pause here, take a half-hour break, come back at about 1 o'clock to do the second half of the service, chapter 4. All right. Remember, no cooking. Those who are new watching this or the replay of this, the Sabbath days cannot kindle the fire as it states in the law on the Sabbath day. You can go and, make sandwiches or salads or things of that nature, but all things come with preparation, meaning you prepare ahead of time for the Sabbath coming in so that you wouldn't have to do these things. Some people who, if you're newly watching this and you didn't know, then, that's one of those things where now you know better. But later on, you begin to prepare ahead of time for the Sabbath days so that you don't have to go and kindle a fire or cook. All right. So with that, we'll see each other back at 1 o'clock to do the second half of the service. All right. Shalom.